As some of you may know, Help One Child has been running Signs of Hope Camp for the past 11 years. Signs of Hope is a Christian experience in the Santa Cruz Mountains. Every summer, we bring 50 to 60 children up to camp to have a fabulous experience and learn about God. We also have a lot of camp counselors who volunteer their time for 5 whole days. And fun fact about that is it's the equivalent of over 3,700 volunteer hours. So today, I have the pleasure of introducing Diquan Richard. So Diquan was originally a camper, and then he became a camp counselor. So Diquan, tell us a little bit about yourself and your story first.
So growing up, I was raised by a single mother who raised 3 kids, and it wasn't necessarily easy. We grew up in a 2-bedroom apartment in Redwood City. We were still fortunate enough to still make ends meet and still, live a somewhat comfortable life. With every single parent comes troubles, trials, and tribulations when you're raising 3 kids. It isn't easy. And you have to find an outlet. And unfortunately for my mom, it was drugs and alcohol. And so got the opportunity to run into you guys and got to be a part of Help One Child and a part of the camp that actually gave us a sense of normal in our childhood. I didn't know, at the time, I didn't know we were going to a camp. They just said, hey, we're part of this program, and I just seen a whole bunch of other kids and was like, okay, what are we doing? We get on the bus and we start going to this camping trip, and I didn't know what we were doing at the time. And so it's like, it's not that it wasn't explained to me, it probably was, but I don't remember it being explained to me. But like, I think my foster parents at the time, they were in San Francisco or something. Sent me off to this camp, and I'm like, where am I going and what are we doing? So I was a little confused, but when we got there, I had a ball.
And how old were you?
6, 7.
Okay.
But it was a bit of anxiety. I mean,
yeah.
We already experience anxiety as we are being ripped away from our families. So it's like not knowing where we're going is constantly a nervous thing. It's like, okay, where are we going? What are we doing? And everything. You just have to constantly adapt to your new environment or what you're getting ready to go into. And even though you don't know, you have to get into survival mode and constantly have to adapt. So.
What motivated you to come back as a camp counselor?
The impact that I had, that the staff had on me as a camper, even though I was a tough cookie at times for some counselors, they gave me back a sense of my childhood. They gave me back some normality, and as I grew older and understood that and decided I want to be a camp counselor, I want to give back to the children some normality, some of their childhood back, allow them to be kids.
You must have loved each and every one of them.
Oh, I did. Definitely cried after.
There you go.
Yeah.
So you've been probably as a foster kid to a number of camps and with different organizations. What stood out to you about Signs of Hope Camp?
Just how things were ran and how things were different, and how the programming and everything that was coordinated within the camping experience was just changing, but it was a good change.
So it was a life-changing experience.
Definitely.
So there's lots of Help One Child friends watching this right now. What's one thing that you would like to say to everybody watching this?
I would say to everyone watching this, if you're looking to either invest or if you're looking to participate, if you're looking to get involved, no matter how you choose to get involved, every step of the way has an impact in these children's lives and gives them a sense of normality in a situation where they're struggling to find normality because of the fact that they have been ripped away from their families, they're facing trauma, they're finding it hard to hold on to stability, and as a kid, that's what I struggled with, which is why I'm still involved with the foster youth, because they struggle to find normality, still traumatized by certain things that they're experiencing, and getting placed, from foster home to foster home is something they constantly have to adjust to, and there's no sense of gravity. They're just constantly on the go. And so being a part of Signs of Hope Camp, and in any way, shape, or form that you're involved, it helps a lot. And it gives them a sense of their childhood back. It gives them a sense to be kids and not have to grow up to constantly be in survival mode.
If you could tell the whole community one thing about foster care or the foster care system, what would that be?
I would say that the foster care system, although it's meant to help the child get out of a situation that they were previously in, I would say the system in itself still has a lot of work to do. And I know that personally because I still work with the California Youth Connection. And there are a lot of youth who are still struggling with some of the foster homes. There are some youth who are still facing abuse in some of the foster homes. And so I would say that the system still has a lot of work to do.
So who is Help One Child to you, Diquan?
Help One Child is an organization that has helped me become the person I am today, and has taught me the valuable lessons of the Bible, that has still continued to stick with me to this very day, but also is an organization that allows me to be myself, but also allowed me to be a kid at heart and a kid in general. So I would say that it is a fresh start.